Tonight on Animal House, an injured dog on the motorway.
He just looks generally unwell.
A suspected case of animal cruelty.
If there's 2 roosters on the property, they need to be removed.
Hopefully it hasn't bedded itself too much.
And a couple of kids need help.
It's not doing too well.
After reports of a dog lying injured on the side of the road, Inspector Sue Bourdet turns up not knowing what to expect.
Truck driver saw the dog on the side of the motorway and we're thinking he's possibly been hit. So I'm just going to approach him real slow, real quietly. I don't want to scare him back onto the roads.
The dog is a Shar Pei, a breed that originated in China as a guard dog.
He's very, very wary. I can't get a lead over his neck, so I'm just going to try the pole. Come on, don't be silly. I'm not going to hurt you. He's got what looks like an old wound. He just looks generally unwell, whether he's been roaming for a few days, perhaps. He's quite tentative on all of his legs.
Sue will take him back to base for a full vet check. Back at the SPCA headquarters, another injured dog has been brought in.
It was hit by a car sometime last night and was taken from one of the after-hours clinics. The after-hours notes suggest that he has an injury to his pelvis, and I can feel that his pelvis is quite unstable. We'll just scan him in case he's microchipped, which he is. So one of the great advantages of having the dogs microchipped is because it means you get immediate access to the owner's details. And hopefully, if we can get them on the phone, they should be here fairly soon, and then we can hopefully get this dog transferred to their vet so that they can get the ongoing care that it needs.
Meanwhile, Inspector John Hirimaya is checking out a complaint in East Auckland.
There's apparently a rooster that's reported to be tethered by a string and it's unable to move. And there's also another rooster on the property. The concerns are that the owners of the property is not looking after the roosters adequately. How are you? I'm John from Auckland SPCA. Do you have any birds at the back of your property? Chickens?
Chickens?
Yeah, chickens. Do you speak English? Anybody here understand English properly?
To help things along, the man rings his daughter, who can speak English.
Yeah, basically, I'm just here to check out the condition of these animals. If there's 2 roosters on the property, they need to be removed. Council bylaws states that you can't have roosters on your property. You can have chickens, but no roosters.
Tethering a bird by its leg is considered cruel under the Animal Welfare Act, and it's unclear why they were bought in the first place.
OK.
2 aggressive roosters seem unlikely pets.
OK, I'm going to take these guys back to base and then get them looked at.
Good morning, Clinic speaking. How can we help you?
Vivian Webb is the SPCA hospital receptionist, but she's also fostering a baby goat called Minnie.
Minnie was found next to her mother, who had been tethered on a rope round her leg. She'd fallen down a cliff and broken her neck, and Minnie was just snuggling into her dead mum. So she was brought into here by an inspector.
And so the lovely Viv, who has goats at home, decided that she would take her home and take on the responsibility of bottle feeding the baby and weaning her onto hay and grass. Today we're going to give her a little bit of ivermectin, which is a worming agent, and it'll kill any parasites on her.
That's it. Go away.
It does sting a little bit. It's not the needle. It's the drug stings just a tiny bit.
And she's a bit of a miss, aren't you? She's very, very affectionate, and she's a little biter. And attitude.
Across town, Inspector Kevin Plowright is on the case of a sheep reported to be in trouble.
Apparently there's a baby goat with it, so I'll go and take a look.
There's no one answering the door, so Kevin checks out the animals.
My big concerns here, one, that you've got a sheep in a backyard with mowed lawn, so there's no food. They do have a bucket of water, but my biggest concern is it's tethered by its foot. They're quite a flighty sort of an animal, and the chances of it damaging its foot are very high. We've also got a young baby goat, about a week old. It's newborn, should be with its mother still, or being bottle fed. But judging by the feces on the ground, that's not doing too well. Going to take both of them and talk to the owner from there. I might take the easy one first and go and get the baby goat.
It's likely both animals have been bought for slaughter.
Good boy, that's a good fella.
However, they still need to be treated humanely.
You can see the rope around the leg here. It's the chances of it damaging the leg, or has already damaged it, is probably quite high.
As Kevin leaves a note for the owners, he discovers someone is home after all.
Hello? Yes? Oh, Kevin Auckland, SPCA. Are you able to open the door and talk to me?
But the woman is reluctant to open the door to a male.
I've left a note on your door, and then you can contact the office. And if you'd prefer to talk to a female, not a problem. You can talk to a female inspector. Apparently the bigger sheep is for slaughter. They have no formula for the baby goat. She's not too keen on talking too much at the moment. Regardless, I'm uplifting them. I've left a notice with contact numbers, and she can ring me and discuss things from there.
Coming up, there's mystery surrounding the Shar-Pei.
Yeah, it's the dog. Last Saturday we tried to get him to stop and he ran onto the motorway.
He's not comfortable at all.
A visit to a haven for birds.
The beak doesn't normally hurt you so much, but the talons do.
And there are fears for a family pet.
I have to save him. I have to.
The Shar-Pei found on the motorway is taken back to base, where he's recognised by a staff member who saw him running near the SPCA a few days earlier.
He went through son's property. We tried to get him to stop in front of the property, but he wouldn't. And then he found an escape route out behind the house, and he ran onto the motorway. He just ran right across, and luckily there was no cars coming. And then he got to Montgomery Road, and he just kept on going.
Talking about 6 days, there's a good chance that he was dumped here, and, you know, we're so close to the motorway that he's just been living, doing his best for the past 6 days, and not very well by the looks of him. Obviously full-on aggressive, because he's just not strong enough to.
Oh, he's got a nasty... It looks like a bite, actually.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks like a dog bite on the top there. Obviously he's still got his testicles there, so he's probably aggressive towards other dogs. There's some bite wounds here on his back and on his front leg, which is why he's generally quite sore all over. If I can have a look at his head area...
It's okay, it's okay.
He's got an eye condition, which is particular to Shar-Peis, where his eyelids are rolled in. He can't see very much, which means he's been incredibly lucky if he's been running on the motorway. So it's really good that we've managed to get a hold of him, because I don't think he was eating, and he was just obviously an easy target for other bigger dogs.
He's given a dose of antibiotics and some pain relief before being taken to the doggery. His health will be monitored while the SPCA searches for his owner. The owner of the injured Dachshund, Pam Willis, has rushed to the SPCA. Apparently her dog, Bruiser, was in the car when it was stolen.
My 6-year-old came out screaming hysterically that a strange man had taken the keys off her. They'd nearly run her over. And her Brucey was gone. Can't replace this animal. I got him as therapy for my kids, all 7 of them, when their dad died of cancer last year, so.
It's obvious Bruiser will need extensive care for his injuries, and adding to Pam's distress, this will come at a cost.
I have no idea, and I don't know how to pay for it. I have to save him, I have to. He's the most important thing to a family, so I've got to do it.
Kevin's arrived back with the sheep and baby goat, which urgently needs bottle feeding with formula. Luckily, Viv is still there.
You have got a baby goat that you're bottle feeding at the moment?
Yeah.
Does it need any company?
Well, it probably would help if it's got company.
It's an uplift.
Okay.
It's very young.
Okay, what's one more? Hello, sweetheart.
I've got a little mate for your friend.
Oh, look. Do you want to meet Minnie?
Oh, look, the mate's already. Look at that.
While Viv looks after the baby goat, the SPCA will house the sheep.
It was basically tethered to the clothesline by his foot. That was the reason I uplifted him. I didn't think that was really too suitable.
It's given a drench to fight off any parasites and will eventually be put up for adoption. In West Auckland, sick and injured birds get round-the-clock care at a rehabilitation centre run by SPCA volunteer Lynn McDonald. This moorpork has been recuperating here for over a month. Actress Annie Whittle and her son Peter brought the little owl to Lynn after an early morning accident.
Well, I saw something just come out of the peripheral and I hit the side of the car. Came back and I found a moorpork in the middle of the road and looking around it with wings out, and so I just picked it up and got a plastic bag around it and called Mum. And
my husband got up and he was drilling holes in a box at 4 o'clock in the morning and kept it overnight, kept it warm. And then I brought it down to Lynn the next day. I was quite shocked and bruised.
But it's doing really good now. See you, Peter, look.
Isn't he gorgeous?
He's talking to you.
The Maori name for this native bird of prey is ruru, meaning big eyes, but the name moorpork describes the cry it makes.
You've got to watch out for the talons. The beak doesn't normally hurt you so much, but the talons do. Yes.
Peter and Annie are about to have the experience of releasing the moorpork back into the wild themselves.
There we go.
At the SPCA headquarters, vet Jeff Talbot checks one of the stroppy roosters, formerly tethered by its leg.
It's a bit feisty. Cut this rope off here. Hopefully it hasn't embedded itself in the rooster's leg. Yeah, it's been on for a little while. Hasn't got too tight, which is lucky because it could have cut off the circulation in the foot.
But the rooster's floppy comb is an indication of another problem.
Normally when they're feeling really good about themselves, they sit up nice and proudly. So he's possibly a little bit dehydrated or not feeling his best.
He seems a lot calmer.
You're funny.
He seems a lot calmer now that the other rooster's in the other room.
Maybe they're competitive. Rooster number 2. There we go. Yeah, there's little specks of blood. We've obviously been in a little bit of a fight and there's some peck wounds on them, but so they just need to go out to someone who'll look after them and where they can wander around and be happy little roosters.
Meanwhile, Inspector Sue Bourdet has returned to the South Auckland property where the sheep and baby goat were uplifted.
It's Sue from the SPCA.
Yes.
I've come to talk to you because you didn't want to talk to Kevin yesterday.
That's right.
Are you okay to come out, or...?
No.
No. Okay?
Yes.
Do you understand why they were removed?
Yes, because it was tied up by its foot.
Yeah, you can't keep an animal like that, and plus the fact the goat was very, very young and really needed to be bottle fed.
The sheep, it was because we were going to take it to be slaughtered for
Ramadan, yeah.
We can't get the sheep back?
No. We're here to enforce the Animal Welfare Act, and there's very strict laws with how you can keep animals on a property.
Back at base, the Shar-Pei found on the motorway is 24 hours into his stray time.
The wounds that he's got on his neck are still open, but he's a lot better than what he was.
Although he's on the mend physically, he's still depressed.
Shar-Peis, they do tend to be like a one-person dog. They sort of tend to bond with one person and then, you know, everybody else is sort of nothing to them. Yesterday, I think he was in a lot more pain than what he is today because he has had pain relief today, and he was sort of more sore than actually scared. Now he feels a bit better and he's sort of, wanting to leave this place.
Well, it may not be long because some helpful information has turned up on the SPCA Lost and Found website.
We've got a dog here, a chocolate Shar-Pei, male, 3 years old, not neutered. I'll just give them a quick call.
So, good news. The Shar-Pei may soon be going home. But in reception, the baby goat rescued from slaughter is giving Viv some concern.
Right, young lady, you really are the worst goat I have ever had, as far as trying to get you to feed. I'm having to tube feed her morning and night to get enough fluid into her. I'm not happy with the way she's performing at the moment. So I'm going to see if we can get a vitamin B12 into her today and just keep persevering at the moment. This is a bit like have a little drink for Mummy and a little drink for Daddy and one for Auntie Fiona. Come on. Good girl.
Coming up, the goats seek help from above.
Welcome to all things hairy and feathery.
The Moorpork's chance for freedom. And more tests for Bruiser.
So we'll be able to give you proper information once we have done a few more x-rays on him.
At St Matthew's in the city, a special service blessing the animals is held by the SPCA every year. Viv is getting her 2 foster kids ready to go. The little white one has been named Moe, and she's still not feeding properly. Viv is planning some divine intervention.
Today they're going into St Matthew's in the city, and they're going to be part of the blessing service, and hopefully they're both going to be blessed. And little Moe is going to ask to be taught to drink properly instead of being a dizzy blonde. And Minnie is going to ask St Francis to bless her and make her scabbies go away. I've got great faith in the animal blessing service.
At St Matthew's, Minnie and Moe join dogs, donkeys, horses, birds, chooks, the odd cat, and the SPCA inspectors.
Welcome to all things hairy and feathery. Welcome to all things that bark, meow, chirp, gurgle, neigh, snort, cackle. Welcome to you too.
After the service, Minnie and Moe get what they came for.
May the Creator bless you this day and forevermore. Amen. Oh, yes.
Good
girl.
Sweet.
Thank you very much.
At a South Auckland veterinary clinic, Pam Willis waits with her injured dog, Bruiser, to see the vet. She's been driven here by a friend and is still in shock over finding her dog.
She was missing him so much.
I don't care about the car now, they can have it. They can sell it, do what they like with it. Got my doggy back.
The SPCA have forwarded an X-ray and their initial report.
He has fractured pelvis. He will be quite sore around his back end. He's quite sore and he's quite bruised here as well. Main concern about that area is that he may have damaged his bladder, and we have to do a few more views of the pelvis. We will be able to give you proper information once we have done a few more x-rays on him. Is it okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
At the SPCA, the depressed Shar-Pei has a reason to cheer up. His owner, Joe Hoani, has arrived to claim him.
He does have a few injuries on him, like you can see the one up by his shoulder. He's got a few bite wounds and everything, and he's a little bit swollen.
As soon as his dog disappeared, Joe put the word out, with no immediate response.
We sort of lost hope after about a week. It's gone on to about 12 days since we lost him, so he's in bad shape.
So it's your dog?
Yes, it is.
Brilliant. You're just not feeling that great, are you? You got bitten up by another dog and you've been all on your own for the past few days.
The dog's name is Wrecked, and frankly, at the moment, it suits him. But at least he's back with his owner, so he should be on the mend. At the lookout in the Waitakere Ranges, the Moorpork is about to be released.
Nice, quiet place away from the cars.
We away from Arataki, though.
It is a little bit far, but it's still within the bird's territory. They have quite a big territory, and I'm really keen that it doesn't meet another car like Peter's.
Me too.
Hello, darling.
Wasn't that great?
Oh,
so
wonderful.
quick.
Couldn't wait to be off.
Bye-bye.
It's a good sign.
It's a really good sign. Straight down into the bush too. So that's great, hey?
Yes. Well done, Lynn. Well done. Another success story.
At the South Auckland Veterinary Clinic, the outcome for Bruiser, the injured Dachshund, is an unhappy one. His X-ray showed not just multiple fractures, but major damage to his urinary tract. The sad decision had to be made to put the little dog to sleep. There's good news on the chook front. One of the roosters is about to be rehomed.
We've got a farm up north. It's a very beautiful big place. We've got about 180 head of cattle there and it overlooks the ocean, so he's going to have a beautiful home to go to.
The other one's gone to a small farm where it can rule the roost.
We don't like caging our birds. We'd sooner that they sort themselves out amongst the hens and any other animals around at the time. Well, it's the right season for roosters anyway, because we'll end up with some chickens, which will be great.
Things are looking up at Viv's place too.
They both had issues and we asked that they be cured, and Minnie's ears have just about healed perfectly. Mo went home and drank a full bottle of milk, which was absolutely fantastic after her being such a difficult eater, and they're just racing ahead. They're just happy, normal little goats. They will always identify with me as their mother. Here you are, the goat's mother.
There's also been a miraculous outcome for Moe's original companion, the sacrificial sheep.
I decided I needed another lawnmower to keep the grass down, so he's joined my team of lawnmowers and he can live out his life keeping my grass low, so he won't end up on anyone's dinner table. I think he's probably got a better life here than being tied to the clothesline.